Welcome back to Bleach Anime. This is part 1B. Why another thing for part 1? Because there's some things I forgot to talk about. And some of you probably noticing over to my left that there's some things missing, like a few boxes. My mother asked me to take them out of my room, and I took them out. Yep. So, yeah. That's simply that. Just in case anybody's asking, like, where are your boxes that are usually kept behind you? They were removed. So, yeah, that's the situation with that. Now, talk about the things I forgot to talk about when it came to Bleach. First, it's a couple characters I forgot to talk about. Two guys from Squad 11, Kapachi and Yamamachi. I think it's how you pronounce these two guys' name. The other guy's name. Kapachi is a guy who is bald, has got red eyeliner, like around the sides of his eyes, and he loves to fight. Now, what these guys' positions are in Squad 11 is that Kapachi is seat 3 and his friend is seat 5. The reason why the other guy says he actually picked seat 5, he wants seat 3, is because he thinks of beauty and all sort of crap like that. Yeah, the only reason why he wants seat 3 is because it's like number 5, because it's an odd number. It's really weird how this guy thinks, especially since he has a womanly appearance despite the fact it's a guy, and is everything about charm and petals. Oh yeah, and apparently his Zapacto can also restore his youthful appearance. I'm not kidding. Yeah, it's actually shown in a bit later on in season 3 when they're taking a couple lieutenants, and he's taking out one and he feeds him very easily. Just shines a light in the guy's face and just runs away. And somehow, yeah, he apparently defeats him. And apparently he didn't get a scratch on him, but his uniform was dirty, so he went to his barracks to get a clean uniform. Which I'm thinking, okay, that is actually quite ingenious. Okay, so you got your uniform dirty, so quickly go back to your barracks. I gotta admit, that was actually quite funny. That's one thing about Bleach that's quite interesting. There's a bunch of comedic moments. Not as much in the first few seasons, but there's a lot more when it gets to season 6. And I do mean a lot more. Sometimes they're very cartoonish moments. Like, you have characters scowling at each other, or having these little, like, angry things pop up in their head. And of course, half the time you have Ichigo arguing with Rukia or Renji, and sometimes arguing with Uru. He never argues with Shad because, well, he doesn't feel like it. But sometimes he also does it with Kamachi as well, the younger brother of the fireworks lady. Oh, there's one other guy I forgot to talk about. He's from Squad 4, the medical unit. Yeah, you have Ichigo and Gamachi basically just running around the Sarate, and they just happen to run into him, and they don't do anything to him because he's a medic. So they just bring him along, and the way to get to the place where Rukia was going to be executed is a use of sewer system. I'm not kidding. They went underground to the sewer system, and they reused it later on in the following couple of seasons by one of the other villains. But wow. And apparently they actually use this underground sewer thing to transport supplies. Which, okay, that's actually quite ingenious, but apparently only Squad 4 knows. I mean, people do know about it. It's just that only Squad 4 used it, so okay, fine. And plus, he also, after Ichigo has his battle with, I think it's, I'm trying to remember which one was it. I don't think it was. No, it wasn't Kapachi. It was one of the other guys that he had a battle with, and he healed up his wounds. Yeah, he healed up his wounds. And basically, he says he's not really good at it, but he's actually good at healing up wounds. Yeah, and if you see him early on, he doesn't carry a Zapacto. It is showing later season what exactly his Zapacto looks like when it's in its release form. Yep. Which I'll get to that when I get to talk about season 6 and 7. Right now, currently, I'm on season 8. Yeah, I finished up season 7 yesterday. I only had like Oh, like 8 episodes left. That finished up in a little over 2 hours. Yep. Let me think. Is there anything else I forgot to talk about? Oh yes, the Bankai forms. Byakuya, Ryoka's older adopted brother, his Bankai form is simply him dropping his sword into the ground, where it disappears into look like water, and there's like about 20 gigantic sword blades that pop out behind him. Apparently, these forms these like 1 million mini blades, and that apparently hurts people. Which it does look like a pretty impressive form. Renji has a Bankai form, and he's not even a captain. His Bankai form is simply this: a giant wooden snake that is held together by his spirit energy. Not kidding. Ichigo's Bankai form is simply him wearing a new attire, obviously. He's got a small blade, which, if you look closely, it kind of looks like a swastika, even though it really isn't. And it has like a chain at the end. And apparently has a very powerful, well, basically in this form, he's got very powerful speed, similar to Flash Step. It's similar to what they use in Naruto with the yellow flash thing with the kunai. But yeah, he knows Flash Step when he's in form. He's pretty powerful in this form. Um, he's able to slice stuff up really easily, and he first used it against Byakuya, and he was able to have a pretty lengthy battle with him, and he refused to fall. So, in order for him to fall, he stabbed the sword into the ground so he wouldn't fall. And so, Byakuya told the reason why he basically would follow the law because he broke the law before by marrying a commoner. Yeah, he broke a lot of customs doing that. So, yeah, and it's later explained of why Rukia was adopted, because of his late wife, because of a request from her. Now, she mentioned that people have spoken to her how she's bears like a resemblance to Byakuya's late wife. There's a reason for that. His late wife was Rukia's sister, her older sister, and it was her sister's dying wish that she be reunited, that she become part of the family, and that's how. So technically, Byakuya basically adopted his sister-in-law. Okay, fine. One thing I also got to point out though, it's just me, or is that these Soul Reapers tend to age very slowly. Like, there's a flashback when Renji became a lieutenant, and he says he hadn't spoken to Rukia in 40 years, and they still look exactly the same as they did before. It's not been properly explained of how in the world this is, and it's also the same thing with Little Boy when they show him, who was with a friend of Shad's, where apparently he died in 1947. He still looks exactly the same. So let me get this straight. This guy's been dead for over 50 years, and he hasn't aged in the afterlife? Okay, it's a bit bizarre though, but okay. Yeah. Trying to think though. Oh yes, I should point this out. When they had the whole big, huge reveal of Aizen defecting to Hachimundo, Wakamundo. Now, Gin, I wasn't surprised because it seemed like it was it was a bit obvious that he was allied with him all along. Excuse me. But Toshin was basically a big surprise. I don't think anybody was expecting him to ally with Aizen at all. And apparently he says, oh yeah, he has a sense of justice. He's a pretty interesting villain for what he is. I look forward to see what happens to him later on, but I mean, he's got a good look to him, and the fact that he's blind, he can fight really well when he's blind, which is quite interesting, to say the least. Trying to think though, is there anything else I forgot? Let me think. Nope. That's all I could think of. The stuff I forgot to talk about in part 1A. Okay? So, that's it for this one. Definitely part 2 is coming up. While I talk about the Bankai. Not Bankai, the bout. Okay? Until then, I will see you there. Bye.